Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite mother of two, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a baby update. Time has obviously been flying. I haven't been doing baby updates as frequently as my other content, obviously, but Belle is about to be 6 months, so I figured it would be a good time to update you guys. And I'm also going to be updating you on Salem as well. We're going to start with Belle because, well, no reason in particular, but a lot has changed since my last update with her. As I said, on November 5th, she will be officially 6 months. And so as of right now, she's up to date with all of her shots, of course, and she's becoming such a big girl. Like, she's so heavy, but on the bright side, she's not as heavy as Salem was at 6 months, because Salem was so chunky at 6 months. She was literally like a little sumo wrestler, but Belle is a lot more lean, even though she still has some chub to her. I honestly feel like I just brought her home like yesterday, but the time has been flying, and to watch her develop is just, I don't know, you can't even put it into words. Like, you literally cannot put having children into words, but there's just something about watching your baby at each level and seeing how different they are each and every day. And so right now, the biggest thing for Belle is that she's crawling. But what I noticed is that she doesn't crawl the same way Salem crawls, or crawled. When Salem started crawling, I think she pretty much got the hang of it really quickly, and it was like, whoa, how did you get from sitting right beside me in the living room on the floor to all the way over there by the kitchen? With Belle, I noticed that she was really eager to move, and so she was strengthening her core when she was doing tummy time. And so now she's almost at the point where she can use her knees and hold her body up to crawl. But right now, how she crawls is like almost like a military style where she drags her body across the floor. But you could tell that each and every day she's using her legs more and more the way that she's supposed to. And so I'm like a super proud mom because I really wanted her to be able to play with her sister, and her sister's been eager to play with her, but because Belle couldn't really move before, they were having trouble. But now they're like two peas in a pod, and they're playing together on the floor, and yeah. As of right now, Belle is still doing formula and breast milk, and I actually think I'm gonna go the full year with Belle instead of going the 6 months. I feel like I owe her that much as a mom, so I'm gonna try to go for a full year of breastfeeding her. But thank God that we have formula as well. And as for eating, pretty much just like Salem, at 4 months, Belle was ready to reach into people's plates and grab food. Like, we were in Toronto and she was literally, did I mention this? I don't think I did. I picked up my sister's Tim Hortons wrapper. There was like a sandwich in there, and I was holding it in my hand, and I was holding Belle with my arm, and Belle was literally trying to suck the sandwich through the paper. And it was at that point I knew that it was time to start her with solids. I'm leaning more towards baby food this time. With Salem, she was straight to whatever we were eating, and so Belle gets a little bit of what we eat, but I also have been buying jarred baby food and the pouches as well, because I think it's just easier for her. This time around, I'm a little bit more like nervous, I guess, of choking. I don't know why, because with Salem, I was not worried at all, and I would just give her whatever, and she seemed to be such a foodie that she knew how to chew it and eat it. And with Belle, I feel like it's a little bit different where that's concerned. But if you give her like a piece of bread or pizza crust, if you give her fruit, she is chowing down, okay? So she loves food as well. I don't know if we'll do any baby tries with her, because I haven't uploaded on baby tries in a long time, but we might just put Belle in the high chair and give her a shot at baby tries. For the most part, Belle is super duper chill, and oh, she's fussing now, but she's super chill. She doesn't cry a lot. She is pretty good at entertaining herself and pretty good at letting us know what she needs at the moment. So if she wants to crawl and we're holding her in our arms, she'll roll over onto her tummy and she'll keep rolling over until you put her down. She doesn't want to be in hand right now, which I am loving. And so she's crawling around on the ground a lot. She's teething, but she doesn't have any teeth yet. And she startles really easily. That's one thing I've noticed about her from the very beginning. You will scare the living daylights out of her and she'll freak out and she'll just start bawling. But other than that, she's really, really chill. What else? Belle loves to laugh. She loves to play. She definitely has her own personality and it's fun to watch it develop. She loves her sister just as much as her sister loves her. And I literally just can't wait till Belle's like actually like walking and running with Salem. And that is gonna happen like this because already, who can believe that this child is 5 months turning 6 months soon? Like when she turned 4 months, I was like, huh? Where did time go, girl? But when you have kids, you realize how fast life can pass you by. And as far as her sizing, the last time I went to the doctor, she was about, I think 15 and a half pounds or 16 and a half pounds. I can't remember which one. And she's pretty tall. So we originally had her in the jumper, the Finding Nemo jumper, and it was on the bottom hook, whatever one was closest to the ground so that she could be on the ground. But we just recently had to move it to the second hook so that she can have more space for her legs to jump around. And we find that a lot of the stuff that Salem didn't really use to its full potential, Belle is like making us get our money's worth 100%. She's still in the UPPAbaby Mesa car seat, but she is getting big, so we might have to switch that soon. Babe! I don't remember what I was saying. Even like there's certain toys that we had for Salem that Salem didn't really care about and Belle is loving. So far I feel really good about the money that we've spent on Salem and that she didn't really use some of the stuff and now Belle gets to use them. That goes for clothes as well. Like there was so many clothing items that we had, not even because we purchased them, but because other people purchased them, that Salem never got to wear because babies grow so fast. And so Belle got to wear those things, and Belle also got to wear Salem's other hand-me-downs, and then Belle also got her own new stuff because I didn't feel like it was fair to just keep giving her the used items. I wanted to make sure she had stuff that was for her as well, but it doesn't even really matter. She's not at an age where that matters, but I think that was just my self-conscious. Oh my gosh. Size-wise, right now I have Belle in like 6 to 9. She fits 3 to 6, but I like to give comfort, or I like my babies to be comfortable, so I put her in a 6 to 9, and it might be a little long in the sleeves or long in the body, but it's not like overly big. She's not swimming in the clothes because I can't stand when babies are swimming in clothes. Except babies in t-shirts should totally be a thing. Like I always put Salem's dad's shirts on her and she just looks so adorable running around the house. Anyway, so yeah, I put her in 6 to 9 and she's about to be 6 months anyway, so she's kind of right on par with sizing, whereas Salem was like 2-3 sizes bigger than her actual age was. Other than that, she's developing really well. She's eating lots of different foods. We've tried her with sweet potato and turkey baby food. We've tried her with cheese, which she loves. Pretty much anything we've eaten, we've given to her. So if we're having dinner, if it's not spicy, then, which is not a lot of the time, child, the food around my house is usually spicy. The kids will be used to it, especially Salem. But as long as it's not too spicy, we'll give her some. But yeah, other than that, Belle is developing really well. I see that she hits all her milestones. With raising Bellamy, I don't depend on the internet so much. I'm a mom now. Like, I'm full-fledged mom, so I don't have to be like, oh my god, is something wrong? Like, I can see that she's developing properly, so I'm not so into this stuff as I was with Salem. And if you're a first-time mom, then you're like always Googling, but when you're a second-time mom, it's like, meh, whatever. Belle loves bath time, and for bedtime, she pretty much has like a bedtime routine, so that's something that's different than with Salem. Salem didn't really have like a true routine. We just kind of went with the flow. But with Belle, I'm a little bit more organized. She's very alert. Her vision is great. The cooing, she talks a lot. She communicates a lot. She's so loud. She's actually at the age where teeth should start appearing soon, but none have sprouted up, like I said earlier. And I noticed that she's starting to kind of have that object permanence issue that Salem was having. If I leave her, if I try to like put her in a room and she's not sleeping and the lights are off, she will not have it. I have to stay in the room or she'll start crying. And so she's the type of baby you can't just put her down to sleep and she'll just go. You have to put her to sleep and put her down. My thing is, when we're trying to put her to nap, she's having cat naps. If it's a really good day, it'll be like a 2-hour nap, which I'm so grateful for. But I find that she never really gave me those 4-hour naps that Salem would give me. Belle is not like a sleeper. She's like, wants to see what's going on in the world, so she'll sleep for 2 hours max. Other times, she'll sleep for like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and then she'll be up, and me and my mom, or me and Shooter, are like, just pointing at her to be like, because she'll just get up and start looking around. She won't make a noise. She'll literally be there for maybe another half an hour, just quiet as a mouse. And you won't even know she's awake until you like look over to check on her and she's up with her head up. I guess that's different. That's the difference between her and Salem, because when Salem woke up, when she was that age, she let your ass know, okay? I don't know if I'll give you guys another update when she's 6 months or if I'll come back when she's 8 months, but I actually had watched Salem's 6-month update video to see what she was doing, and they're definitely not at the same pace. Then again, Belle is not 6 months yet, and I don't expect them to be the same. So when Salem was 6 months in the video, I was saying that she's standing up in her crib, so I needed to lower it. Belle has not begun to stand up on her own yet. She's just sitting up. She can sit up, but she's not able to pull herself up in her crib, even though she moves around quite a bit. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Belle. And now we can move on to General Salem. So the Russian spy, this little girl, you guys, honestly, I'm like beyond blessed that God chose me to be Salem's mom. And I feel the same way about Belle, obviously. But like, Salem is like so smart. I can't even make sense of it. And the fact that she's almost 2 is like, where did the last 2 years of my life go? But she's like, Salem can read, she can speak, she is very independent. I'm talking like she will go to the fridge and get a snack for herself. She's not 2. And it's not like she leaves the fridge open, you know. She knows how to get herself water. like I'm like, what in the baby genius is going on here? I'm like in awe of her. And when I say she can read, I mean like letters, not actual words. She can point to pictures in books and say what they are and say the words. She can repeat sentences to you. She mocks us a lot, and so that's why she's able to talk so well. She's like a little parakeet and she just repeats things that she hears us say, and then when she says them, we don't like, babies are literally like sponges, and so when she speaks or she says certain phrases, we're like, where did you learn that? And then we have to think back to like, oh, wait a second, this is normal because this is what we say. Please tell me if your 2-year-old is like this. She's not even 2 yet. That's the thing. So last night she was really tired and we were watching a movie. So her dad and I were watching a movie with her. We were watching Dennis the Menace, and we didn't want to go to bed until the movie was over, but Salem was really tired. And so when she's tired, she kind of tries to let us know. She'll either take me by the hand and bring me upstairs, or she will get her stuffed animals or her doll or whatever it is, and she'll tuck them in to sleep. And so she has this big Beanie Baby, and their eyes are like this big, okay? So she had it in the couch and she's covering it with the blanket and she's saying, nap time, sleepy time, sleepy time. And we're like, okay, that's normal. But then, because the light was on, she went over to the light switch, and I don't even know how she knows which light switch controls which light bulb, because she walked all the way over to the kitchen to switch off the light in the dining room. So she's like trying to reach it, but she can't reach it. So then her dad got up and went to turn it off for her, and then she quickly ran back over to the couch to continue tucking her baby in, and she's telling the stuffed animal to close its eyes, but it doesn't have eyes that close, obviously. But that's something that I always tell her when I'm telling her to go to sleep. I always tell her to close her eyes, and I've never heard her say it before. And so last night when she said it, like, my mind was just blown. I'm like, she really takes in everything. She knows which animals are what. I was watching Max and Ruby, I think, the other day, and they were talking about elephants, and Salem went into her toy chest and she searched and searched and searched until she found 2 finger puppets. One was a hippopotamus, and then when she looked at it and she realized it wasn't the right one, she went back in and found the elephant. And I noticed that she does that a lot. If she sees something on the screen, she tries to find it in the house. And I don't know if that's a normal thing for a 22-month-old to be doing, but like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why she blows my mind. On one of our laundry baskets, my mom had written something on there. My mom had written something on the laundry bin, and it says the word only, and Salem was in the kitchen saying letters, and I wasn't really paying attention because she's always talking, right? She's always babbling about something. So I wasn't paying attention. And then when I looked and I saw that she was pointing to what she was saying, I'm like, this little girl is reading. She was literally spelling out O-N-L-Y. And I'm like, what? Like, she knows the alphabet, but I find that, like, she knows the letters and she can sing the songs. But she definitely gets tripped up sometimes, and she'll say letters after letters that are not supposed to be there. And she's like that way with numbers as well. So she's still getting the hang of it, but she knows what she's doing. And that's one of the big things that Shooter and I keep talking about, is we can't get over the fact that she's using things in the right context. And I don't know. She's brilliant. She knows the stove will burn her. She knows the oven will burn her. If we tell her she has to stay back, it's hot, not nice for the baby. She understands and she'll listen, and she follows instruction. And this is such a breakthrough for us because she's so unruly. She's such an independent girl. She doesn't really want to listen per se, but as she gets older, we see that that's changing. And so if I'm like, can you please go get my purse for me? She'll literally go get my purse. And she knows my purse versus my mom's purse. And she's like, purse? Purse? And other times she'll just have my purse and she'll be strutting around the house with it. Like, she's such a diva. I can't. She's been really, really awesome to watch develop. And I'm so excited to see, her in action as she continues to develop. Sometimes when it's time for my mom to leave, or if my mom is taking too long to leave, Salem will literally pack up her stuff and bring it to her, as in to tell her, okay, you need to go now, because I guess Salem wants her alone time with me. But she'd be kicking my mom out. This little girl is unruly, you guys, seriously. But she's the sweetest little girl, and the way that she is with Belle, I am so sorry if you had kids back to back and your older child didn't like the baby when you brought it home at first, because the bond that they have is it makes me want to cry. When I wake up in the morning, or when they wake up and they see each other, Salem gasps, she's so excited to see Belle. It's while she was sleeping, she forgot she existed, and then when she wakes up, it's like, oh my god, my sister's here. And so every time she wakes up and she sees Belle, she's like, hi, Belle. And she'll tickle her in the morning, and Belle is just laughing and smiling and looking at her sister like she's so in love with her. Girl, I just feel so blessed that I get to have these 2 little munchkins, and that they love each other. Genuinely just love each other, and they're gonna get to be best friends forever, and they're my pride and joy. I'm obsessed with my kids, okay? They're just everything to me. One thing I want to mention about her knowing her numbers, Salem kept saying a certain number sequence, and I'm like, why are you skipping over so many numbers. Like, why I couldn't get it at first. And then one day I was putting the password in to the iPad, and I realized that that's the number sequence that she's saying. And obviously I ain't gonna tell y'all the password to the damn iPad. She was saying the number sequence to the iPad, cause I'm like, how come you're like, it just didn't make sense. But she knows what the number sequence is, because we have to put it in so much because we use the iPad on guided access. And so that's how smart she is. Like, she's absorbing the password to the freaking iPad. Like, where they do that at? Whose kid is doing this at not even 2 years old? Like, she's so advanced, and she always has shown that she was going to be advanced, and I just hope that it always stays and it doesn't like wear off, because you know some kids are like advanced until a certain point and they peak and then they just stay there. I'm hoping that she just soars. But yeah, she's super fun. She's an outdoors girl. She loves to play. She likes to interact with other kids, but I think she prefers to interact with her sister. So I can see that she's waiting for her sister to be able to move like she can move, because she'll try to pick Belle up and like bring her places, and she always wants to squeeze Belle and hug Belle and kiss Belle, and like, oh my gosh, it's so magical. Listen to me just gushing about my kids. Who'd have thought, girl? Who'd have thought? Like, who would have thought? I don't really know what else to tell you guys. I think that's really the biggest update. Oh, potty training. So we're still potty training. She has not gotten it down just yet, but she's showing the signs that she's ready to fully commit to the potty training. It's just me as a parent who has to be ready to fully potty train her. And obviously, she'll be out of her pull-ups by 3. When I was watching Love and Hip Hop back in the day, Rashida was making it like a big deal that what's Kirk's side chick's son's name? Cannon? She was making a big deal that Cannon hadn't been potty trained yet, but I'm like, I thought potty training started at 2. Still working on the potty training thing, but because she's so verbal and she has so many words and like she can form sentences, like literally she'll say like, I see the moon. She'll say, let's go outside. She'll say, I got it. Like, she has so, I stopped making a list of words. I still have the list, but like I stopped adding words to it because it just got too much. I was like, okay, she could talk. Like, she can talk. I don't have to like write down every little thing that she says. At this point, we know that she can talk, and she has well over 100 words. She might not speak the most clear, but she can identify objects. She can identify foods. She can ask for stuff. She says thank you. She says please. Like, she says I love you. Like, ugh. She's a big girl, you know? She's an awesome big sis, and I'm really excited to see where life is gonna take her. I think I was telling you guys something else and I got mad distracted. But it is what it is. Salem is learning to dress herself. She's always trying to put on clothes, even if they're not hers. And I find that she gets frustrated if she can't get it on. So we really are trying to teach her so she can have that independence, because she's at that stage where she wants to dress herself. If I pick the clothes for her, I just help her put them on so that she knows how to do it. That goes for putting on her pull-ups as well. And one thing that I really have to mention about Salem is that when we're in public and she doesn't want to be in the stroller or the cart anymore, all hell is breaking loose. And that is probably the only issue that I'm having with this child right now. She wants to be free because she's fearless, and I don't like not letting her be free. All we can do is guide her and like stick close. Just make sure she doesn't run off too far. But if she doesn't want to be in the stroller, then like you either have to bribe her, and once you're a mom or a dad or a grandma, you know that bribing is like probably your number one thing, but you don't want to bribe too much because you don't want them to be spoiled little brats, you know? So you got to keep the bribing at like a good balance. You know, you don't want it to be too much bribing to where they think that this is how they get their way. No. Okay, not on my watch. I be letting her throw her tantrum, and I just be like, you need to get it together, because you already know I ain't the one. Okay, you know when your wife used to say that to you, wait. I'm still trying to master my scary face for her so she knows, but she's not at that age yet where she can accept that. Like, she has to be older. I think once she's past 2, she'll get how she can act in public and how she can act at home. But as you go, you see other kids doing the same thing. And so before you're a mom and you see kids acting out in public, you're like, that couldn't be my child. Well, I got news for you, boo. Show some compassion, okay? You don't know what your kid's gonna act like in public. Like, you just don't. So I'm trying to find a nice level of discipline for her, but it's so hard to discipline her because she's so funny. Like, you can't discipline her. Because I know she's not even 2, I just take it easy on her. Salem is actually one of those kids that you can talk to because she asks you why, and she'll literally sit there and let you explain why she can't do something. And so I love that about her. I feel like she's gonna be really understanding as she continues to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see how she goes after she's 2, but she's also up to date with her shots, and she's a really happy kid. My babies are both super duper happy, and I'm happy, and my husband's happy, and that's all that matters. So yeah, I love you all so much, and I will definitely see you in the next one. I am sprinkling baby dust on everybody watching this video. If you're in a committed relationship and want to have a baby. Otherwise, this sprinkle is not for you.
If I can't have you, I don't want you to have anyone. And if you don't want me, there's something wrong with them, right? Maybe I got problems that I don't tell anyone. Have I lost my perception? Feel like I wanna do something wrong now. Packing all your belongings. Say you wanna take some time, but if you say we'll meet again, why'd you have to take